Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dude with a Fork. My name is Ken. On today's episode of Ken Makes Stuff, we're going to make some applesauce in this little tiny 2-quart slow cooker, which is playing havoc with the lights. So let me show you the apples that we have. I always like to shop my local grocery store's clearance section. And a couple of weeks ago, these things have been sitting around a little bit too long, which is fine for applesauce. This is a very crinkly bag. But it's at $1.29, reduced for quick sale. All sales are final. And there's a good selection of apples in here. And what they do is if you have an apple that goes bad in a bag, they take it out of the bag, and then they have all these other apples. They'll mix them all up and put them like this and sell them. And $1.29 for this rather large bag of apples is a really good price. And it smells amazing right now because, like I said, it's been sitting here in my kitchen getting a little too ripe. Which is fine. So I'm going to get these open. I'm going to show you how I like to peel them and cut them up, and then give you the recipe that's going to go into our little slow cooker over here. So yeah, so I'm just going to go grab some stuff and be right back. All right, so I have, my cord is getting in the way from the slow cooker. I have what I believe here is, I forget, I can't remember. Anyway, I have a T-handle peeler. I find that these work very well for me. There are the straight peelers that you grab them and you're doing this kind of thing with your wrist. And I find that just is harder on my wrist. This one, you're just doing this, you're using your whole arm. So I just like to peel, and I did get one of my new soup bowls here. And if there are any bad spots, I'm just going to cut them off. But I found an easy way a while ago to core an apple, and I'm going to show you that. And you just need one special tool. So you can see with this peeler, it's probably time to replace it. I've had it for a while. The blades are getting dull. Oh my gosh. Is this a Gala? I forget. You know, I live in a state that's known for producing apples, and I can't remember what this apple is called. So, all right. So we have this. That looks good. And I will give everything a rinse before I get it in the crock pot. But yeah, okay, so here's a bad spot. I'm going to cut that off. And that's just going to go in there. And if I had chickens, I would throw all of this out there for the chickens because they would love it. Okay, so here's my apple. It's peeled, and I'm just going to cut it in half and then cut it in fourths. Oh, wait a minute. No, before I cut it in fourths, this is the easy trick. I have a melon baller. And so to get this core out, I'm just going to go in and scoop that core out with this melon baller. And if it's this is a larger apple, you can, if there's still a bit left in there, you can just go in there again and get it out. And then just take your knife and take this bit out here. And as you can see, we lose very little of the apple this way. So this is a method I have found in the old days when I was doing lots of pies. This seemed to work the easiest and save the most time. If you accidentally, my typical method in the old days was to cut them in quarters like this, and then you have to do this. And see, you lose a little bit more, I think. I don't know. It just seems like it's just more, it seems more work. And a melon baller is fun. So I'm just going to try to, you lose as little of this as possible. And these seeds everywhere. So if you recognize this knife, it is the Dollar Tree utility knife. That, see, there's a little bit left there. I can go in with the small end of the core and just scoop that out. Yeah. So it is the Dollar Tree utility knife that I tried out earlier. I thought it would be great for chopping these apples because it's not that sharp and apples aren't that difficult. But I am not enjoying this. I haven't sharpened it at all, other than what you saw in the other video. So to put these in the crock pot, we do need to chop them up. So I'm just going to go like this. So I have a half that is now cut into 4 parts. See how you can hear that? I have to push really hard. I have to do the work instead of the knife, and that's dangerous because that last little bit, the knife goes down like that. So I'm just going to cut that into fourths and then cut this into rather thin slices. And this recipe is going to take about 6 cups of apples. I don't like recipes that say, oh, you need 4 apples, you need 6 apples, because apple sizes are all over the place. So 4 large apples is very different than 4 small apples. So I'm just going to do this again. And so I need about 6 cups. This is a 2-quart slow cooker over here, this little guy. So we're going to fill him up about 3/4 full. I don't even really need to measure. I just need to get him 3/4 full. If I were doing this on the stovetop, wow, that's not enjoyable. If I were doing this on the stovetop, I would add about 3/4 of a cup of water. But because this is going in the slow cooker, I just am going to add just a 1/4 cup of water, just enough to get the bottom of this thing wet. So I'm going to go off camera and go peel enough apples to get to 6 cups. And I'll be back when that is done, and we'll get everything together. And then all we have to do is wait, and then we'll have applesauce. So see you then. Okay, so I have my little 2-quart crock pot over here on the counter. I have my apples. And the idea is that they will mostly fill this up, except for the ones that are going on the floor. It was just one. So here's some more. I may have chopped up too many here. So I'm going to have some extra apples left over. So I have this plugged in. I'm just going to put it on high. And I'm going to go in with a few things. Number one, just a 1/4 cup of water, just a splash. And I want to make sure that these apples are plenty sweet. I'm not going to add a ton of sugar right now. I'm just going to go in with a couple of big spoonfuls here. Well, maybe a little bit more. These apples didn't seem very sweet to me. So once this starts steaming, you're probably thinking, why didn't he just put that like in there first and then put the water on top? And you're right. I want to get water out of the way so I don't spill it. So I have here maybe half a teaspoon of cinnamon. We'll go in and adjust that later. And then I have a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of cloves that I'm going to add. And that is optional, as I said before, I think, but I always like cloves in things like this. So I'm just going to put the lid on there. It is, what time is it? It's about, well, I'll set a timer. I'll set a timer and we will come back in 2 hours and see how this is looking. All right, it's been 2 hours. I ran out to the grocery store a little bit ago to pick up some things, and the whole house smells absolutely amazing. So I just want to go in here and look at this. I want to make sure I don't need to add more water. Oh, I don't. You can see how I only put a 1/4 cup in there, and a lot of this water that's in here is being given off by the apples. I sliced these apples up rather thinly, which means they're cooking fast. So this will probably be done in a couple of hours. It's cooked down quite a bit, as you can see here. I think I only put 5 cups of apples in here because I sliced them so thinly. It's still got it up to like 3/4 of the pot, but they're really cooking down. But yeah, it smells absolutely amazing. These are coming along quite nicely. And I just want to grab a spoon, a long spoon. Here we are. And I just want to taste this liquid and just see if it's sweet enough. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think however much sugar I put in there was just the right amount. So I'm going to put the lid back on this and let this go for another 2 hours. If these weren't like super tender already, I would say 2.5, 3 hours, because we lost half an hour of cooking time taking the lid off. Normally with a crock pot, if you take, or any kind of slow cooker, If you take the lid off, you lose 20 to 30 minutes of cooking time. This is a small crock pot, so I'm thinking it's only two quarts. I'm thinking, yeah, I probably lost a full 30 minutes. So now that I am done filming this 2-hour section here in the kitchen, I can put some dishes in the dishwasher because my dishwasher is really loud. And then I can let those dry and put them away, and we'll come back and we'll take a look and see what we have. See ya in a couple of hours. All right, it's been about 4 hours later. I don't know if you saw that. It is bubbling away. Look at that. And you can see these apples have gotten dark from the cinnamon. And you can mash these. You totally can just go in there with a potato masher. You could run these through a food mill. You could run these through a potato ricer. But if you notice, these things are just breaking up just by me stirring them with a whisk, because they've cooked down that far, which tells me this is pretty much done. Now, this seems very loose, doesn't it? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to use my right hand, though, since that's my dominant hand. And I'm just going to keep stirring this. And you can see, those chunks have broken down because I had them cut so thinly to begin with. And these were very ripe apples. So I'm just going to keep stirring this. It seems, like I said, it seems very loose. There's a lot of pectin in apples. So I'm going to get this in the refrigerator, and we'll come back a little bit later and give it a taste. In fact, I'm going to give it a taste now. I need to see if it needs more sugar. And of course, this is scorching hot, but you can see that is indeed a nice chunky applesauce. So I just spilled a drop on the floor. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. If you want to be really inventive with this, you can add other things. Some people might put a little bit of cranberry or something, or raisins or something. You could also use brown sugar. But yeah, this is just turning into applesauce right here in front of our eyes, just by stirring it with a whisk. So you'll notice less and less gets stuck in the whisk because it's all breaking down. But that's all it takes. All you gotta do is cut them up, throw them in here with a tad little bit of water, whatever seasonings you want, a little bit of sugar if you think the apples need it. Depends on how sweet you like your applesauce. And yeah, then you're good to go. So I'm going to get, oh wow. I'm going to get this in a container and get it in the refrigerator. And we'll come back in a few hours when it's cool and give it another solid tasting. So see you then. All right. It's a few hours, and it's a little watery still because it's only been a few hours. If you let it go until the next day, it doesn't do that. It doesn't separate out like that. But you can see that this has become perfectly saucy, like without even mashing it. It was just from letting those apples cook and then going in there with a whisk. So it was pretty good a few hours ago, and I just made it, but I just want to give it a taste after it's been in the fridge for a couple of hours. Oh yeah. I got lucky. I got just the right amount of sugar in there. It is possible to oversweeten this. Sometimes apples release more sugar as you cook them, which is why I'm always kind of reluctant to put a lot of sugar in at the beginning, if any. This is really good, though. Now, other things you can do with this, besides just eating it as a healthy, nutritious snack, is if you just continue to let it cook, it gets really dark brown. It becomes apple butter. I've never done that. I don't have the patience, for one thing, because I'm like, I want applesauce. But yeah, this is really, really good. So super easy. People who say, oh, making your own applesauce is really hard and complicated. No, it doesn't have to be. Get a slow cooker. Just let those apples cook. Whisk them up. You're good to go. And it's delicious.
And that's it, folks. As always, thank you so much for watching. Links to free printable copies of any recipes here are down below in the show notes. Please like, comment, or if you'd like to see more of this kind of material, subscribe. As always, Please stay safe, eat great food, and power to the proletariat. We'll see you next time.